It is a penalty shootout to decide the winners of the Emirates Cup this year. 1-1 after full time, so penalties will decide. It was going to be penalties anyway, but Monaco step up first. Oh, Ramsdale just got sold. Nice little Panenka. He's smiling about it. 1-0 to Monaco. Of course, we'll finish the penalties and then we'll talk about the game, look at some stats. I've got some of your tweets coming in as well. But as I was saying, we were going to go to penalties regardless of the 90 minutes result. And obviously, if it differed from the full-time result, the winners would be the winners from the actual game itself, not the penalties. Ødegaard is stepping up for Arsenal. I've got it on screen so you can kind of see what's going on here. I know it's a little bit rough looking. Sorry, I had to really rush to get this put together. I've really enjoyed watching the game. It hasn't been a particularly great performance from Arsenal, but Ødegaard scores his penalty. It is 1-1. We need this silverware, guys. We need to win the Emirates Cup. If we don't win this, the season's over. Arteta out, banners. No, but honestly, I wouldn't even say we deserve to win this game. I'm not saying that Monaco were better than us. It's just, when you compare where the teams were, I think Monaco were pretty poor last season, weren't they? A very poor defensive record compared to Arsenal, who almost won the league and had a very good season. We should be winning this quite comfortably. I actually predicted like a 3-4-1, something like that, maybe even a 3-0, something like that. Up steps Fofana. He was their best player, if you ask me. What a midfielder. Steps up to take it with his right foot. I thought the guy was left-footed. What's going on there? I swear Fofana's left-footed. He's just banged in a penalty with his right. Is Ramsdale ever going to save a penalty for Arsenal? It was straight down the middle. Honestly, looking back at this replay, probably could have saved it, but it's going to be Jorginho to step up next. He is obviously very good at penalties. He's been Chelsea's penalty taker for a long time before he joined Arsenal. But I've got a feeling he's going to miss. Oh, he scored, apparently. Am I just behind here? Well, apparently this live score thing is slightly ahead of the official stream, so that's always good, isn't it? So Jorginho is going to score this. And he goes... Oh! Top right corner. That is unreal. What a penalty. I'm hoping you can't hear the game. I might get in a bit of trouble for that. Should I hide this then if it's ahead? Maybe I should. Okay, so maybe you guys won't be able to see the penalties live right now. I guess what I could do is use some of your tweets. Let's see what people have been saying whilst I react to the penalties. So, Leachy says, can't really have any serious opinion on a game when we don't start with our strongest 11, make 7 subs in a 10-minute period. I mean, yeah, you can. Of course you can have a serious opinion. Penalty for Monaco, scored. Top right corner, again, very good penalty. I know what you're saying, Leachy, but it was a strong first team. I know, obviously, Jesus was out, so we started in Nketiah. I didn't think Tomiyasu was particularly great. I'd rather Timber was just played over on that right side and Tierney started. I think that would have been nicer. We got to see Rice in the number 8 role, which was nice. Vieira looks better in a sense that he's getting more involved. So he was out on the right side instead of Saka today. He did all right, actually. We'll talk about Vieira a little bit more, but yeah, good point from Heritage there. It's Havertz to take the next penalty for Arsenal. Here he goes. Oh, the best penalty so far. There is a reason Arteta wants Raya, and the reason is becoming more clear considering today's performance. Are we saying that Ramsdale's had a bad game or something? I don't think Ramsdale's been particularly bad. Hasn't had much to do, to be honest. We need to do much better if we want to beat City next week. Very true. Don't be throwing shout on specific players, but it still works. Oh, I see what you mean. You don't want to blame anyone specific. I get that. Minamino to step up now. What a save. Aaron Ramsdale finally saves a penalty. Sluggish, no intensity compared to the Barca game. I can get behind that. Vieira is not it. Rice will not start within the first few weeks of the season. The fiercest competition in the starting 11 is between Trossard and Martinelli. I almost want to agree with that. I think Martinelli automatically is slightly ahead because he's Martinelli. Okay, he's much younger and He's our future, whereas Trossard, I guess, isn't. But I think based on current form, we've seen Trossard come on and do really well. He probably deserves to start, but I think in the long run, you want to put your money on Martinelli and give him game time and keep him playing, because he was our top scorer last season. Lackluster. Happy to see Vieira wanting to get involved. Speaking of Vieira, he is about to take his penalty. It's a chance to take the lead here against the mighty Monaco, and scores it. Another fantastic penalty. If Monaco miss, or if Ramsdale makes a save, we will win the first huge trophy of the season. The boys don't look ready at all. Sluggish. Can't judge too much considering the constant changing, but we don't look ready to challenge City. Agreed. Terrible. Do you know what? I'd say defensively it was pretty abysmal today. I thought Saliba was rough. I thought Kivior looked a little bit rusty as well. And Tomiyasu, I don't know, man. Oh, what a penalty. Okay, Monaco level it up, but we obviously have a penalty to take. Volland slams it into the bottom right corner. And we are about to lift the trophy, guys. Should be saving that, Ramsdale. It's literally right at him. It's Gabriel. Gabriel is stepping up to take this. Why? Why is Gabriel taking the 5th penalty? Okay, well, all the penalties from Arsenal players have been superb so far. And it'd be nice to get 5 out of 5 here. All penalties taken nicely. I hope he slams this. I don't want to see no Panenka. Slam it. Good penalty. Well done, boys. It is official. We are Emirates Cup champions. Fantastic. Right, let me close the stream because it's going to distract me. Okay, so I should be back in time to watch us lift that trophy. What a moment in history. How did I think we set up today? I really wasn't a fan of Tomiyasu at right back and Timber effectively left back. This isn't right. This is not what we set up with. Partey was in the middle as well. Smith Rowe was playing in the Ødegaard role. Rice was effectively a left centre-back, left back, inverting inside. Martinelli was obviously on the left wing, and Nketiah was through the middle, and Vieira was on the right. So this is slightly wrong. Tomiyasu. There are some reports that he could potentially be leaving. I don't know if that's because of his injury record since joining Arsenal, which hasn't been ideal, or maybe Arteta just thinks maybe it's not working out. We got him for a pretty good price. I'm pretty sure we would turn a profit on Tomiyasu. I don't know if I'd let him go though. I think he had a really good performance at left back against, was it Barcelona? And then he was hooked off at half time, and I think that was quite harsh. I thought he was doing all right. So I wouldn't let Tomiyasu go just yet. I think it's a bit of a strange one, that, and I don't think he will. I think those reports are just a little bit early and a little bit skewed. Timber was definitely playing on the left side, but basically doing what Zinchenko does. The more I watch of Timber, the more I realise just how technically gifted he is. He's a fantastic player. He's certainly not a defender outright. He can absolutely play further forward, and it's great to have that option. Seeing Rice in that Granit Xhaka number 8 role, dropping deep as well, effectively replacing Timber when he would get forward. Nice. It was fine. Rice was nice at number 8. He did a perfectly good job. Could have scored. Very unlucky to get tackled at the last second. He was fine. Nothing crazy. He's still getting into the swing of things. He's still clearly needing a bit of match sharpness and gelling with the new teammates. Superb signing. And I actually at one point think, now I'm looking at this is maybe how we could have set up. I think Declan Rice should be playing in that deep number 6 role. I don't think Partey would be too bad in a slightly more advanced role, but at times I saw Rice and Partey dropping into both DM roles, and that was effectively giving Vieira space to go inside. But most importantly, Smith Rowe was able to find a bit of a corridor. But Smith Rowe didn't have his best game, still obviously getting back into the swing of things as well. There was one moment in the second half where we probably should have scored. Trossard was through on goal, didn't see Nketiah. And to be fair, Nketiah, I'm a little bit harsh on Nketiah sometimes. I still believe it. I don't think he's Arsenal quality. I don't think he ever quite will be. But he scored again today, and he probably should have had 2 if Trossard actually spotted his run. What are we doing with Nketiah and Balogun? What is the play here? Because I'm hearing that Balogun's upset that the price is too high for him and that teams like Inter are now definitely not interested in spending the kind of money that Arsenal want. But we're looking at, let's use the new striker going to Manchester United, Højlund, right? 70 odd million pounds, right? Is that, or is it euros? Either way, it's an extortionate amount of money for a player that I think he scored less than, was it 9 goals he got last season? Why is he going for 70 odd million when you've got Balogun, who was up there with some of the best players in the French league? Looking at Mbappe, for example, he at times was ahead of Mbappe on goals scored, and he's not even playing for PSG. I can get behind Arsenal saying, hey, look, mate, we don't want to sell you for less than 50 million. The market is just that. That's what you're worth. But I can also understand that Balogun, if he still feels like he deserves to be first team for Arsenal, which he doesn't, by the way, Jesus is definitely ahead of him, and so is Nketiah, I would argue, then I don't blame him for wanting to leave. I don't really think we need players at the club that quite clearly don't really want to be there. I think he should be sold. I've heard that he's requested that Arsenal drop the price. We'll see what happens. But Nketiah with his goal today, it helps him for sure. Jesus has picked up a knee injury, hopefully nothing too serious. Let's talk about Monaco quickly because, my God, Fofana. This guy was an absolute monster. He was not playing right wing, by the way. I heard he was linked with Chelsea for a little while. And I'm looking at this guy and thinking he could play for some of the best teams in the world. Genuinely. I know it's pre-season and you can easily get a little bit carried away seeing a performance like that. But genuinely, he was their best player by a mile. Really impressed with Fofana. Also, Kamara in midfield with Golovin. Really nice little partnership they had there. And I think hopefully Monaco will do a bit better this season because they should be up there. They should be up there with some of the better teams in France for sure. I thought Minamino was really impressive as well when he came on. Let's talk about Arsenal subs as well because Havertz didn't really do too much, didn't get too much opportunity to impress. Trossard had a good few moments. I really wish he squared that to Nketiah because that would have been another assist for him. And of course, we would have won the game 2-1. Jorginho was excellent when he came on. He provided the pass that put Trossard through, which was really, really good. Ødegaard didn't do too much. He has picked up a knock recently, hasn't he? So maybe he's still trying to get back into full fitness, but yeah, he was okay. Ben White, I thought, looked good. Much better than Tomiyasu, but only had 30 minutes, so not much. Gabriel did his usual run onto the pitch, pump himself up. Instant yellow card. But to be fair, he only got, I think the commentary said he had 5 yellow cards last season, so it's not a big deal. But the most impressive cameo for me was Kieran Tierney. Really, really impressed with Tierney. Marquinhos came on as well. He's apparently going to be going out on loan. I think it could be Olympiacos, I'm hearing. And by the way, it seems like Pepe could be terminating his deal at Arsenal and going to Besiktas. So watch out for that one. But really impressed with Kieran Tierney. I wish he got the full game today. I think Kieran Tierney is going to be important for us next season. If Zinchenko is going to miss games, which he will, I think we all understand that. If, we're bringing in someone like Timber into that inverted right back role. So if you imagine what what Zinchenko's been doing, just swap over to the other side, have Timber doing that role, and then you can have an out-and-out left back, an outright left back, and Kieran Tierney is still a quality player. No Saka today, got some rest, which I think probably is a good thing. He's going to have another big season. Holding, I just don't know what's happening with him. Hein looks like he could be still third choice going into the new season because Matt Turner could be on his way out with the fact that we are linked with Raya. I think I've covered everything I want to talk about. It wasn't a particularly great game. We didn't really learn anything new today, but we have to do better when we come up against City, which, that's a big game for us. It's the start of the season. It's an opportunity for silverware, whether people think it's silverware or not. It is. It's a community shield. It's a difficult game to get into because you have to be successful, right? We got a bit lucky to get into it by finishing second place because Man City obviously did the treble, but we're in it no matter what, ahead of other teams. Let's win it. Let's start the season off really strongly with a win against City, who lost against Atletico Madrid, I believe. So you never know. There could be a chance there. Put in a fully first 11, full strength team. I would really like to see Rice back in the middle. I don't know how that's going to work with Partey unless Partey is able to kind of drift a little bit on that left side. But you know what? We can do it. I feel like the performance probably should have and could have been a little bit better today. But pre-season is over. The window is not shut. I'm hearing Raya. I'm hearing Kudus. I'm hearing other player names. Who knows what's going to happen? But most significantly, players are leaving. Lokonga could be going to Burnley. Pepe to Besiktas. I'm hearing Trusty has already signed his contract and the medical's done with, is it Sheffield United? So players are leaving. That's good. We need to free up some money because clearly we ain't done in the window just yet. And I'm excited because if we do bring in Kudus and we do bring in Raya, we're even better for multiple competitions next season.